What's up, everybody? Welcome to another full day of eating. This week is the first week I've dropped down to 2,400 calories. I have been at 2,500 calories. I've lost about 10 pounds at 2,500 calories, so I'm hoping I can lose another 10 pounds at 2,400 calories. I'm sitting at about basically 169.5 pounds. That was basically the weekly average. So we're going first. We got 37 grams organic carrots, 35 grams organic spinach, should like 0.69 whatever, because one apple was 182 grams for the ones I buy, so I weigh it and then divide it into 182. So one gala apple organic as well. It's a red one. And I got 108 grams of some red globe grapes. This is gonna be meal number one, and it's about 30 minutes or so after I've gotten up. I'm gonna also be eating one or two more things depending on how I want to split it. I'll show y'all that, and when I show y'all that, I'll show y'all the entire macros for this meal. And I've basically been eating 4 meals a day. Some days I've even been doing 5, with the fifth meal extra one is like just strictly protein. Probably not gonna do that today just based on my schedule. Sometimes I do the extra protein hit and space things out a little bit more. Alright, last thing for meal number one is going to be 4 ounces of some 99% lean ground turkey breast. And I've got some organic rosemary on top and organic basil leaves. Or basil, whatever, it's just grounded up. Alright, so sometimes I'll do yogurt, but mostly since it's in the morning, I want more fast digesting protein. So I'll do the turkey, or the meat basically. The yogurt's more slow digesting, but if it's gonna be if I know it's gonna be a while before I can come back and eat, I'll do the slow digesting. It absorbs slower, but it feeds my body for longer. So that's gonna be it for meal number one. This is also week 29 of my cut, aka my super lean cut. That's what I write down in my notebook when I track it, aka my leaner by the day series is what I'm calling it online, but in my notebook I call it the super lean cut because I'm gonna get super lean. Alright, everybody, that's it for meal number one. I should have probably already popped the macros up on the screens. I will check back in a little bit for meal number two. Alright, everybody, back here. It's 1:35. Time for meal number two. Went and check one of my stores for my clothing brands. Sales are doing well. I do say. Alright, so what we got here, first thing I'm going to tear into, this is probably, no, not probably, this is my quickest meal. This is the quickest meal, like, as far as me eating wise. So first thing I'm gonna crack into is 32 grams, aka 1 serving of raw pumpkin kernels. And that's one thing you want to see when you get nuts. Don't want to be seeing any kind of added garbage oils in there. You just want the thing you want. Bam. So this is raw pumpkin kernels. The ingredients: raw pumpkin kernels. When I get pistachios, on the ingredients is pistachios. When I get walnuts, I want the ingredients just walnuts, not walnuts and not walnuts and peanut oils and all these canola oils and garbage. Not good for you. So this is my fats. Now I do switch around the fat sources there. It just happens to be pumpkin kernels this time. And then I got 2 organic bananas. I think 379 grams. Ideally, the bananas won't be quite this big because the more I eat here, it basically equates to less food I have later. But all they had in organic were the bigger ones this time, so that's what I got. And another little tip here on the bananas: the more brown spots you see on it, I forget the name of the exact chemical or whatever that actually rises in the banana. This lighting's bad because it's backlit. But there's the ingredient that's actually in the brown, and it raises a certain chemical in the bananas that is more like anti-cancer. So let your bananas get nice and brown, and a lot of people get freaked out about that. The inside's completely white right there. That's not too white. Not long as it's not like a huge black dent, then it's gonna be kind of rotten right there, which I still eat that too, unless it's like just ridiculous. But this is just, I mean, this is like super ideal right here. It tastes so much more there's so much more flavor to a banana when you let it ripen like this. And again, it's a lot healthier for you. So I'm gonna have these 2 things, and I'll show you all the protein source in a second. So you can see this meal I strictly just broke it down to fat source, which is some of the highest protein in a nut, which technically is a kernel, but I just look at it like that's my nuts basically. So 9 grams of protein right there for that, 32 grams. And so fats, then I'm gonna eat my carbs, and I'm gonna have my protein. Alright everybody, got the pants off. Nice and comfortable here. Them quads. Anyway, nice and comfortable. What I'm about to do now for protein is going to be Greek yogurt. I'm not going to do any meat this time. Now, some meals for my next meal, I'm probably going to do half yogurt, half turkey. Okay, and some days I'll just do that each time. So I'm trying to, with just a specific protein. Let me turn this way for the lighting. This, for just looking at my protein, I'm getting basically about 25 for the first 3 meals from just the protein I'm looking at. Now, I got more this meal because of the 9 grams of protein from the pumpkin kernels and then like a gram or so from the bananas. But then when I'm starting to look at, you know, this yogurt, I'm gonna get 25 grams. Or if I was just eating the turkey, I would basically do like 25 grams, which I did 27 grams because the turkey is a little bit higher in protein for 4 ounces. So some meals I'll do either or. It just depends how I want to do it. It'll probably be about another 4 hours before I eat again, or about 5:30 or so by the time I eat again. So it's gonna be a little bit longer between this one. So I'm gonna do this a little bit slower digestion protein. So what I'll do, I got this organic Stonyfield Greek yogurt, 0% fat. Now I was doing 100% whole 100% whole milk fat, whole milk Greek yogurt, okay, organic. But they've been out of it a lot since, you know, this coronavirus and everything going on. For whatever reason, they have been really slow restocking that up. So I've went down to the next best thing, which is still organic, and they have you know, 0% fat, which is fine now. I'm just getting more of my fats from like nuts and other things. So I barely hardly have any of this left, so it'll probably be maybe 10 grams of this, but it's going to come out to 25 grams of protein. So the organic Stonyfield there, Greek yogurt, 0% fat. It's got some live cultures in there. Again, the only ingredient is the yogurt, organic milk or whatever, and then the live cultures. Don't want any other garbage. That's why I don't do the vanilla ones or the any other flavor ones or any of them that have anything else added. And then I'm gonna get this. It says it's pronounced Feuillet. See right there, pronounced Feuillet. Anyway, so this is 0% fat as well. It's a non-GMO project verified. Organic is always better. I always like to go with the organic stamp of approval there. But this is the next step down as far as like quality. And it's cool when you pull up the top, it says our milk is made from, or our yogurt is made from non-GMO fed cows. So it's going to add up to 25 grams. And this is I think the best macros I've seen on any yogurt. For 90 calories, for 170 grams, that's 90 calories, and it's 18 grams of protein. Any brand, this is the highest, like lowest calorie to highest protein ratio. So you're really throwing some protein with that on the yogurt. This one's 90 calories, but only 16 grams of protein. But anyway, gonna have this, it'll be 25 grams of protein. The macros and all will be up on the screen. Should have already been up on the screen or up on the screen now. See y'all at around probably 5:30 or so for meal number 3. Alright, another thing I want to say about why am I doing 25 grams of protein for the protein section of each meal. Basically that gives you pretty much maximally or very close to max muscle protein synthesis, 20 grams of protein. So no matter if it's a snack you have to have whatever throughout the day, try to at least the very minimum get 20 grams of protein. That's going to maximally stimulate your muscle protein synthesis, or very close to maximally stimulate your muscle protein synthesis. And what that is basically your body going back in and rebuilding your muscles back up, basically. So that's going to keep your body basically in an anabolic state of growing, rebuilding and growing your muscles. That's why I do that, and you'll see I save more protein for my last meal. I'll explain that later. And then y'all have been seeing the protein throughout the day. It varies, it gets a little bit more as the day goes on. I'll explain, you know, basically. And protein, another thing, protein is going to keep you fuller longer than any other food. So now I'll keep touching on things as I go, keep giving y'all little tips and, you know, why am I doing certain things. Alright, meal number 3 time is 6:13. There's only 11 grams of organic spinach organic spring mix there because I'm out of it. I may go down to my dad's garden and cut some kale. He basically don't really eat that kale that much, but there's still a decent amount down there, and the heat's about to kill it off, so he's told me to come get whatever I want. So I've been doing that some too. This is the first time I bought like stuff from the store in, you know, 2 or 3 weeks, because I've just been getting it straight out of his garden. He has some lettuce, some flat leaf kale and some curly leaf kale. Been eating that, about eating all the lettuce. I think there's a little bit of lettuce. I think about eating all the lettuce though, and all the flat leaf kale. There's a little bit of like the curly leaf kale left, but there are a lot of small ones. So last time I didn't cut off the small ones. I'm gonna try to give those a little more time to grow. But so normally right now this would be 35 grams of greens and then 37 grams of carrots. Now what I've done since shocking to 2,400 calories was up my carrots a little bit and up my, so I probably up the carrots about 7 grams or so, and then from 30 to 37, just for whatever reason that's the number I picked. And then the greens, so that might be spinach, might be spring mix, kale, whatever the greens are, broccoli, whatever, that's up to 35 grams from 30 grams. I just bumped it up 30 grams. The reason I do that is because these are basically calorie-less foods. I mean, not really, the carrots have more calories, but especially the greens, for this volume that you're eating and how much it actually fills you up, it's so low calories. So the lower I get in calories, like if I drop to 2,300 calories, if I have to do that, I'm gonna bump it up to 40 grams of greens, 40 grams of spinach each meal, and then I'll probably bump it up probably just to 40. That way I'm getting a lot more volume in and still less calories. And if I feel like I need to bump it up to 45, I'll do that if I want that extra volume. If I just find that I just keep being insanely hungry, which that hasn't been the case at all, so I just bump it up a little bit. But that be the foods I bump up the most. If I did start getting extra hungry, I wanted to kill the hunger more so, or instead of just having it for the 2 meals, as you'll see, I only have my greens and carrots for 2 meals a day, meal 1, meal 3. I would maybe start introducing it at meal 2 as well, so meal 1, 2, and 3. Probably wouldn't worry about it at meal 4, as that's my biggest meal of the day, and I'm already completely satisfied off that meal. So maybe introduce it to meal 2, but as of now, I'm just going to keep it at meal 1 and 3 and keep upping the quantity of them as now. Alright, this is going to be the first thing I eat. Like I said, it may go down to my dad's. That's why I saved one of these. I'm going to go cut some kale. I'm thinking I probably will, just to keep it from going to the grocery store, because that's the only thing I'm out of. So this is going to be the first thing. Show you what I'm having next. Alright everybody, next thing is going to be 1 serving of this old-fashioned organic oatmeal. Again, only ingredient, organic whole grain rolled oats. So that's looking like. Now, also add something to it, because this is what it looks like all done up. Just 1 serving, 40 grams. Get my camera lens fogged up. But this is what I add to it: some organic cacao powder. Basically a superfood, super healthy for you. This is the starting point of chocolate. It comes from the cacao bean, not cocoa. Cacao bean, and it's also it's all processed and all this BS. So I just do 1 serving of that, 5 grams. So it even has 1 protein there, and there's some good, minerals in there and vitamins. So just do this for the, and it's actually a USDA organic stamp for approval, just for health reasons. You know what I'm saying? Now, what does that make it taste better? Maybe slightly if you like the taste, which I'm 100%. I just like the taste of just plain oatmeal as well. But the main reason I add that, not because of the flavor, is just because health. Just get some more, nutrients in there for very low calories. For 10 calories, I can get some extra nutrients in there from that I'm probably not getting from other places. And if I am, it's just extra. You know what I mean? I still enjoy the taste of it though. It doesn't taste like chocolate, it tastes like cacao. If you never had cacao, it's a lot more like a bitter tasting. It's not as sweet, but it's like, my taste buds are different than most people's, because I only eat, I'm not saying only, but 99.9% of the time I'm eating just like organic whole foods, like you've been seeing me eat all day. I don't really put much seasonings on things unless it's like herbs and like natural stuff. So my taste buds, I've been doing this for years and years and years, right? So, and every year, or like every few months, I've noticed like my diet gets a little bit healthier. There's little simple tweaks, and I love seeing that. And it might be 3 months down the road, it might be 6 months down the road, it might be a year, and I introduce something new to the diet, and it's a small little tweak, and it just bumps my diet up to that a little bit healthier level, and I absolutely love that. So just find little smart ways like this just to get little healthy things in there, man. And I enjoy it. This is gonna be obviously like the main carb source for this one. But after I'm gonna eat this, and then I'll show y'all the last two things I'm having for this meal. This is one of the smaller meals as well. Alright, last thing of meal number 3 is going to be 1.8 ounces of this 99% lean ground turkey breast. Again, organic rosemary on top, organic basil leaves. Again, I don't really put those on there for the taste, but they just happen to taste amazing, and I love the way they taste. Basil leaves, I really don't know off the top of my head what kind of nutrients and stuff they got in them. I'm sure there's some kind of nutrients in them, that's why I got it. The rosemary is very anti-inflammatory, anti-carcinogenic / anti-cancerous. It's very good for longevity. That's why I put that on there. Any meat I eat, I always put that on there. You never want to eat the charred part of anything. It doesn't have to be meat. Anything, that black stuff, like when you grill stuff, that char, the black stuff, that is very, very cancerous. Well, turmeric, rosemary blocks against those carcinogens. So anytime you eat meat that's burnt, 1, try to get that off the meat. 2, don't cook it that much. And 3, add rosemary on top of that, and then just use that. I just use it all the time. Even I don't cook my meats that much, but I still use it just to get the health benefits from it. And then I'm gonna have 0.7 of a serving of that non-fat Feuillée non-GMO Greek yogurt, like I showed you ours, 170 times 0.7. That's going to be 119 grams, so it comes out to like 26 grams from just specific protein sources. Now I got like 5 or whatever from the oatmeal. Again, I'll pop all this up so it's a little bit more for the total meal. I'll pop that up. I'm gonna enjoy this. I may go walk in the park just to get a little bit of cardio in, but then I'll check back in around probably 9:30 or so for the last meal and wrap the video up. Alright, another thing I want to say is basically how I eat. Why do I eat the way I eat? Well, I'll eat this way because I want to age extremely as slow as possible. I want to perform as high as possible. I want to look as good as possible. I want to feel as good as possible. So that's why my diet, that's why I'm all about it. To me, these health, this is health, this is health, this is why I do this, get the organic, blah, blah, blah. Because everything, and I can see it clear as night and day, and I've done it building up to this, where I'd eat healthy for a long time, and then any days I had like a cheat day or something, I'd eat some garbage. The inflammation in my body is just way more, feel way worse, more sluggish. And then as soon as I start back eating completely healthy, energy's up, just feel so much better again. And it's gotta be aging me the slowest. Therefore I can have more years of my life where I can be active and feel good and be strong and look good and everything. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's all about to me. I honestly couldn't care less about the taste of things. I eat things for my goals, okay, and the nutrients they give me. Not because I'm hungry do I eat. See what I'm saying? Even if I'm not hungry at these times I spaced out, I'm still going to eat these times because it's more spaced out and it's like more optimal that way. So that's why I do it that way. Trying to maximize things. And this is the first cut where I'm experimenting with basically 4 meals a day. I've cut on 3 meals a day and I've cut on 1 meal a day. So this time around I wanted to experiment with 4 meals a day, and sometimes I'm even doing 5 meals. And what do I consider a meal? A meal is basically at least 20 grams of protein. Like I said, sometimes, some days I'll get up, the first thing I eat is just 20 grams of protein, get going my day, come back, you know, 4 hours later or so. Then I'll have meal number 1 that y'all saw. Then I'll have meal number 2, which would then become meal number 3. Then I'll have my meal number 4, which will become meal number 5. So just add 1 number up to the meals y'all are seeing. That's how I would eat it. I would just start off with that 20 grams of protein. And those days my protein is a little bit higher. The only thing I do different on those days, instead of basically having about 25 grams of protein each meal, except for the last meal. So the first 3 meals I have about 25 grams of protein, specifically from my protein sources, right? So the meat and the yogurt. Well, in those days I get about 20 total from each of those because I'm getting that extra 20 from that first just pure protein hit. That very first meal, one of those 5 meals a day video. And those haven't been the most. That's just on days, you know, where it's like I got things to do, so like I need to just do that and then go get that done, then I can come back and do that later in the day. So, but I have upped the protein a little bit here in the past week or so. Basically, the leaner I get, the more I'm going to slowly creep my protein back up. 0.81 is what they've shown basically to be completely adequate. That basically covers like your lean body mass, 0.81 times your body weight in grams. But the leaner I get, because I'm going to get like absolutely shredded, like super lean is what I want. So based on what I get, the leaner I get, I'm probably going to keep about creeping it up to around about 1. It's just going to get closer, and as I'm thinking now, I'm probably going to slowly creep back up just to 1 gram per pound of weight just to make sure everything's covered. But 0.81 has been shown to be sufficient. So that's what I bulk on, is 0.81 grams per pound of protein, and then basically majority of my cut has been 0.81 grams. And then, like I said, the leaner I get, I slowly up that a little bit. Now, upping it instead of 0.81, it might be 0.84, then 0.85, then 0.87. You know what I'm saying? It's very slow. I might add an extra 5 grams on here, 5 grams on, 5 grams of protein, eat there for a while, add another 3 grams of protein. You know what I'm saying? It's just slowly, very slowly creeping up. One of the reasons, again, to make sure I'm maintaining muscle mass, also satiety reasons. Protein keeps you the fullest, the longest. And as my calories get lower, more than likely, I'm going to get hungrier. But again, I'm combating that with the greens up and the carrots, making those go up. And then also with the protein going up, that's just our overall overarching. I'm going to be fuller for longer. Here's just another leg shot as the cuts begin to come in. Alright, so I was watching a YouTube video on my phone as I was eating my yogurt, and I went to 148 grams instead of 119 grams. In my head I was thinking 149 grams for some reason, and then like I caught myself at 148 and I was like, hold on a minute. Anyway, it added up a little bit more, so instead of 0.7 of a serving, it was 0.87 of a serving. I think it was only like 15 more calories or so, and it's just extra protein, so it's all good. So that's it for this meal. Alright everybody, time for my last meal, aka my biggest meal of the day, 9:53, starting out with my fats. And it's going to be half a serving of those raw pumpkin kernels. Alright, now I'm going to have 303 grams of these red globe seeded grapes. The red globes actually have the thickest skin of any grape, and that's where the resveratrol is, which is very anti-aging. That's what they found like in red wine was anti-aging as well. They're going to have this 128 gram gala apple. As you can tell, freaking love grapes. Grapes is one of my favorite foods, so I save up this last meal and get obviously a good bit. Gonna have another apple. Sometimes this could be the organic rice cakes I have. It just depends what I eat during the day, you know what I'm saying? If I want to switch around, I'll switch around. But today, I'm gonna have another apple because I absolutely love those as well. And for the fact that I bought 2 packs, so I'm just thinking about if I keep eating, by the time stuff runs out, I'm trying to make it run out at the same time as my grapes and other things. That way the apples and the grapes run out about the same time. That way I can go to the grocery store and re-up on both of them at the same time. So getting a lot of vitamin C in here. As you see, I pretty much get vitamin C at every meal. It's something I'm a big component of, or big advocate of. Vitamin C is just basically a big boost for your immune system, and natural vitamin C. Don't be taking those emergencies, those garbage natural C things. Those are not good for you at all. Get natural vitamin C. It's infinitely better, and very small, even very small amounts of natural vitamin C is way better than artificial amounts of like super huge doses. Natural vitamin C goes a long way, very long way. Alright, gonna enjoy these two, show what I have next. Alright everybody, while I'm eating the grapes and apple, gonna get this started cooking. Cook it on low, pretty low, 4. Again, to minimize, I don't want any black charring or anything, so I'll get it a little more of a slow cook. 3 whole eggs. Now if you notice how nice and orange those yolks are. It's basically based on a book idea, basically saying the darker the egg yolk, now I do need to do a little bit more research into it, but based off what I know on it, the darker the egg yolk, the healthier the egg is for you. Now I still gotta make this video, but I've done a ton of egg comparisons. Like I've literally bought every egg brand I could possibly find. This brand which ironically, like, funny enough, isn't organic. This has had, now there is one other one that was very close, and they actually stopped selling at the store, so I couldn't keep doing comparisons, because I like to at least do a couple run-throughs to make sure it was truly beat it. But this is basically the one that, well, I don't want to say it beat all of them. It basically kind of did. I don't know. I got to go back and look at the footage and see how many times the other one tied or beat or what, how it went. But it does say no added hormones or antibodies, and it is certified humane, raised and handled, whatever that means. But these Nellies are the darkest yolks I've ever seen consistently out of an egg brand. They're not organic though. It's the only time they are free range. I wish I could get some organic ones. So what I'll do for my eggs, I'll rotate between these and then I think Pete and Gary's organic eggs, just for the fact, because I do want those organic. I want that stamp of approval organic. But even those, I'm telling you, the yolk isn't quite as, it's not as orange. These there's like some blue shell eggs I found at Harris Teeter that were, they beat that one a good bit, but that one beat sometime too. I think those might, but I couldn't. Again, they stopped selling. I only bought them like once, so, and it was a little 4-pack. And tested, and I wasn't able to test anymore. So Nellies is still the winner as of now until I go back and really look at all the videos. I think the chocolate ones that Harris Teeter had was very dark as well, but again, those two weren't organic either. Now what I got in there is some more organic rosemary again, I told y'all about earlier, and then I have some, you see basically completely almost out, but some organic black pepper, USDA baby. So that's what's in there. And up here, I won't put on any today because I really didn't. I sweated for like a small split tiny second, so I may just do like just a little tiny bit, but maybe not. Some pink Himalayan sea salt. So basically, the more, if I sweat a lot that day, I use more of this that day. Normally just on my eggs, but if I sweat like crazy amounts, I put it on some of my meat and I put it on some of my eggs. But generally, I just put it on my eggs at the end of the night, and depending on how much I sweat, I use more. If I sweat a little bit, use a little bit. If I sweat a lot of bit, use a lot of bit. If I don't sweat that much that day, I don't use it. I don't want excess sodium in my body. And that's all that's in the eggs. So I'm gonna post on social media. Just filmed a video of how to do like basically like a low to high cable chest fly. Work your upper chest at home with no equipment. Basically, I use like water bottle and book bag. But I'll let these cook up while I eat, and then I'll show you all. I think there's one more thing after this I'm gonna make, and that is gonna be it for the last meal. This next thing takes up a good bit of the calories. Alright everybody, y'all just saw the pizza breads I made, or cheesy breads. When I throw my organic tomatoes on, then I classify them more as my organic pizza breads. Now the bread I'm using here is Nature's Place ciabatta rolls. A good bit of calories here is 203 grams of bread, one serving. We kind of broke it up, but the calories are the same. 23 grams of organic mozzarella cheese. Nature's Promise is the brand, or Nature's Place. Nature's Promise is the name of the brand of the bread as well. Nature's Promise bread, Nature's Promise organic mozzarella, or organic mild cheddar cheese, and then 6 grams organic Mexican blend cheese, which is like Colby Jack and a couple other ones. So there's a little bit of yellow on a couple of them because I was done with the other pack. So organic cheese is on there. Then sometimes I'll throw, when I remember I get those from Walmart, so I don't get those often, but when I do, I'll get organic grape tomatoes and put those on top of each one. Making the organic pizza breads, again, I got organic rosemary on top and some organic black pepper on top of that. I'm a breadhead, so that's one of the things there, like that's one thing I want every day is bread, basically. So I eat this. My diet's pretty much the same every single day, slight variations. Now, here's the thing, bread's my food, right? And I freaking love grapes like crazy too. I probably wouldn't adhere to a diet if I wasn't able to have my bread, or like my cheese, or my pizza type, something very close to pizza. I absolutely love pizza. That's one of the things throughout my whole entire life, even as a kid. I basically have eaten pizza like almost every day of my life. It's like some of my family used to joke, says I'm turning into a pizza. I eat so much pizza. So, and And that's the thing, I'm all about health. And the only thing with this coronavirus going on, the grocery store actually did start having some Nature's Promise organic bread. I was so stoked, like I talked about earlier, how slowly my diet would jump up to more and more healthy things over time. I was so stoked because that was one of the things I haven't found was organic bread, except for some very select, basically one type of organic or Ezekiel bread that I will eat. Other ones I don't eat because there's flax and soy in them. The sprouted red, the red kind I will eat, and then there's a couple Ezekiel breads I found at the health food store that I will eat. Good ingredients in them, and then every now and then I'll do some Dave's organic bread, but none of them, this new bread, those Ezekiel breads I found are actually very healthy too, but this new organic Nature's Promise bread was some of the healthiest breads I've ever, maybe the healthiest breads I've ever seen in my entire life. The ingredients were so super simple, all organic. I was so stoked because I recently, the grocery store I go to recently had started having organic chicken. So it's like that, like I'm talking about, like I never had organic chicken, now they have organic chicken, bam, organic in that department too. Never had organic bread, now they're gonna have, now they've been having organic bread, bam, organic in that department as well. So everything I can find organic, I have organic. The grapes have not been organic for a while for some reason around here, but they do rotate through so often, every so often. And sometimes they'll be there for like many months in a row. For some reason they haven't been here the past few months. Probably something to do with Corona, I'm guessing. Or maybe it's the time of the year, but I snag up basically anything organic out that I normally eat in my diet. If I find that thing organic, I'm gonna buy it organic. Just like this. So I have clients, some just really love Hershey's bar or like little Hershey Kisses. Some of my clients really love Chick-fil-A, really love sweet tea, really love Cokes, really love, what I'm saying, Pop-Tarts, really love, everybody's got certain foods. Some of my clients really just love meat, what I'm saying, really love steaks, chicken and stuff, and hamburgers. Everybody has certain foods that they really enjoy. Those are the foods you do not want to cut out of your diet. Those are the foods I do not cut out my clients' diet. So with my clients, I'm very flexible. We do very flexible meal plans. High carbs too. Carbs are not the enemy, okay? It's just how you're eating, what you're eating. Okay, so if you are interested in one-on-one personal training, again, I give you 100% custom workouts, 100% custom meal plans, calories, and macros, okay? Like for my clients, what I'll do, if I monitor what they're eating. If they don't eat exactly what I give them, I say, okay, they tell me the foods they like, okay, and I even monitor, okay, I see you've been eating these things here very frequently. Make them a new meal plan. Here's a meal plan hybrid of foods you've been eating and how to stay on track with the right numbers. That way, it's super adherable. That's why my clients, they drop fat like that. They drop fat consistently when they do what I tell them to do. And I make it so easy to, because again, you're eating the foods you enjoy, okay? My thing's super health longevity, but if you're not about that, I don't push that on you unless you want that, because my goals and your goals are completely different. I get you your goals. That's what it's about. Again, 100% custom workouts. I have it all in the app on the phone here. I'll just show you. See the app at the bottom there, the KG logo? That's my fitness app there. It's exclusive to only people I train. You can't get, the only way you can get that app is if I train you. But go in there, got custom workouts daily. I see if you do the workouts daily. I see your weights you add daily. I see everything you eat daily. I'm keeping you accountable. If I mess, if you don't work out, hey, why'd you miss this workout? Or hey, you're gonna do this workout later. Hey, did you, be sure not to eat too much. Plan this out. Do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm on you constantly. Hey, make sure to weigh in today. All this, you're basically having a personal trainer in your pocket. That's what we do 24/7. That's what makes somebody successful, is their thoughts and everything. So I'm giving you all the knowledge. I'm with you. Anytime you need me, shoot me a question, 24/7 support. Or if you need something really broken down, I'll hop on a video call with you. And I have video tutorials for all the exercises on my app there. So there's never, I don't know what to do. There's video. And if you need it broken down even more, I'll make it even more in-depth video for you. Alright everybody, that's it for the video. All the macros and everything will be up on the screen. This last meal, well, I already popped that up, the calories for the last meal. As you see though, the last meal is basically over half, or half the calories I eat. Just about half the calories I eat in a day are all in my last meal, basically right before bed. As you'll see, a lot of cheese, eggs, okay? It's very slow digesting proteins. That's the kind of proteins you want to be eating before bed. And why is that? And now, I know I was talking about like 20 grams of protein earlier. The more you can do at night, basically, the better. at least like a 40 gram at night to make sure you're maximally stimulating. I can even get more than 40 in this last meal. But the cheese and the eggs, very slow digesting protein, so that means when I'm going to sleep for 7, 8, 9 hours, however long I'm sleeping, my body's being fed throughout the whole night. There's my muscles, you know, I have adequate protein throughout the whole night going in, so my body can rebuild tissue and heal me and recover me, so I can wake up the next day stronger and better than the day before. Alright everybody, that's it for the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Stay healthy. You know I gotta do it. The lighting might suck right here, but I'm still gonna do it. Go make y'all some gains. See y'all in the next one. Peace out. Alright everybody, I didn't show supplements earlier today. I normally take supplements after my first meal and supplements after my last meal. Supplements I took earlier was, remember I told y'all about the resveratrol in the grapes skin. That's very anti-aging, basically anti-aging. I do a capsule form of that as well, supplement. I take that after breakfast. I'm out of about 4 or 5 of my supplements that I do take. So that's probably why I didn't record it, but I took resveratrol. The ones I do have left in I take different ones for morning and night. You can just watch my last full day of eating. I'm pretty sure I have all my supplements and herbs and everything I take in that one. But I took today after the first meal was resveratrol. Took 1 capsule of that, and then I think it's Asian ginseng that I have in stock. It's either that or faux tea. I'm pretty sure it's Asian ginseng. Alright, so now at night I'm going to take some faux tea. I think this is actually, I grabbed another resveratrol. I don't take resveratrol at night though. Yeah, so the only supplement that I have right now I'm about to take is Go-To Cola, which is very good for your brain. Okay, that's and now for herbs, well technically that's kind of like, I think it's a root, whatever. But what I'm about to take now, herb wise, I'm out of, like I said, about 4 or 5 things that I would take at night. But also the only thing I'm taking is the Go-To Cola for my brain, ground cinnamon for anti-inflammatory purposes. I got a whole another new one in there I just bought. So some turmeric, all these are organic. Turmeric for anti-inflammatory purposes, and then same thing for anti-inflammation, some ground ginger. These are some of the most anti-inflammatory foods there are. They're all organic. I just take 1 teaspoon. So let's say I train tonight. Let's say I train today. I wouldn't take these 3 that night. I wouldn't take them the next night. I would take them that 3rd night. I've been training about my upper body every 5th day. I recently split my legs off the full body, so now it's upper lower because I've started adding in extra volume, and it just starts to be too crazy long. I'm in the gym like 4 or 5 hours sometimes. That's just upper body now with so much volume I'm adding on. So every 5th day. So now if I do legs, it's like I'd be in the gym literally like 7 hours, which I'm not trying to be in there that long. So I don't do it the next 2 days after lifting because I want my muscle protein synthesis to be elevated. I don't want to, bodybuilding works off of inflammation. So I don't want to be killing the inflammation after my training days. So I want to get the maximum muscle growth, basically that muscle growth, muscle stimulation, those 2 days after, 48 hours after that training. But like I said, if I'm training every 5th day, I won't do it the first night. That 2nd night, I will do it the 3rd, 4th, and 5th night. I do these. Yeah, I didn't say that, but if I will take these after the first meal as well. I don't think I took them today. I did take them today, but I'll take these on those days too. So on that 3rd, 4th, and 5th day, or say if it's just a 3rd day, and then I train legs the 4th day, then I won't take it that night either. You know what I'm saying? And so it has to be at least after that 3rd day of me training. Then I'll start taking it at night and every morning after my first meal as well. Just really kill inflammation in the body. Make sure all my joints and everything, there's not too much inflammation going on, because my body does have excess inflammation with all the bodybuilding I'm doing. And then a lot of the foods are, anti-inflammatory as well. And my diet as a whole, like I told you, when I would eat junk in the past, inflammation comes back like crazy. And these things really kill it down as well. In those extra days, I'm just making sure my body is operating optimally. Alright, and these things do have slight calories in them. For a teaspoon, I'm probably looking at 10 calories for all these, maybe. For 10, 15 max for just a little teaspoon of each of them. And Go-To Cola doesn't have any calories in it. Alright, but that's it for the video. Just want to add this in there. Peace out. I also have a video specifically going over all the supplements and herbs and spices that I do use. I'll pop that up there as well. But to see everything I'm taking currently, go back and watch the last full day of eating, because I've since added from that video. I've added probably like 2 things, I think, 2 or 3 things, maybe 2 things. Once I add another thing or 2, I'm gonna do a whole nother video of herbs and supplements and everything I take to keep it updated. But I don't want to update it every one new thing I add in.